Welcome to Thursday's Market Sitrep. I'm Matthew Buckley, the Chief Investment Strategist at Wealth Creation Investing and the Primary Model Portfolio Manager here at Top Gun Options. Well, a lot of news before the open this morning, and none of it good. Unemployment claims, 374,000. They were expecting it to come in a little bit, down to 370, and we're back up at 374,000. Core PCE price index month over month wasn't good. Personal spending was flat. And here's the big one. Personal income was actually down. Now I said 0.3 to 0.4%. The 500-pound heads expected a little bump up to 0.4%. Folks, when you take inflation into account, which it's kind of under control right now, but it still exists, a decrease and hovering at 0.3% means personal income is going down month over month, and that is not a good thing. It's not a good trajectory at all. So no good news in the market this morning. And what's that mean? Well, a couple things. Dennis Lockhart, the Atlanta Fed president, was on the Comedy Central this morning, CNBC, and said, it's kind of the possibility for further quantitative easing looks less and less, or it's less likely. So usually the tie goes to the runner, but in this case, I don't think the Fed's going to do anything. As we've talked about many times in our sit reps in our live trade briefs, the Fed tries, quote unquote, to be apolitical. This is an election year, and the Fed is probably going to sit on its hands. The market's not going to dig that, and seasonality with September and October being usually volatile months, we're headed down from here, folks. I've called this. I've been telling you to get long volatility, and hopefully you've been listening, because it's about to get. Isaac made landfall, and I'm telling you, this economy is about to make landfall here pretty soon. Add to that the August jobs report coming up on September 7th, and the Fed meeting the week after that. Also, the German Supreme Court ruling on whether or not anything Merkel's doing is legal. September's got a ton of important new potential news. We got Mario Draghi, the president of the ECB, making some speeches later in this week or over the weekend. A lot going on, and volatility is going to return to this market with a vengeance. And I really, really hope you're protected like Top Gun Options traders are. We are protected with a ton of hedges, whether it's precious metals, oil, volatility. Our bilge pumps are on, and they work perfectly. We're up in the primary model portfolio since March 1st. We're up over 125%, nearly $63,000. And that's on a model portfolio of $100,000, a paper trading account. But I'm only employing about, on average, from $45,000 to $55,000 of that. So that's pretty cool. And in some of the worst months in the market in 2 or 3 years, we're up 30-40%, and that's just that's discipline, that's risk management, that's superior execution. So folks, if you don't have hurricane insurance on right now, it's still kind of a tropical storm turning into a hurricane warning. You need to get long volatility, and if you don't know what that means, you need to start trading with Top Gun Options as soon as possible, so you can learn, so we can train, so we can teach you what to do, how to trade in this volatile market environment. Because volatility is still at nearly 5-year lows. Now it's the sleeping giant has awoken, so to speak. The volatility that hasn't had a pulse, the VIX down at 1350 last week, is already up to $17. So $2.5, almost a $3, or I'm sorry, a $3.50 move, nearly is just an absolute monster move in the VIX. And the VIX, when it's awake, can start swinging around 10, 15, 20% a day. I remember, during the financial tsunami that, the VIX was just nuts throughout intraday. So let's take a look at the VIX. Like I said, we're currently spot VIX is at 17, but if you look at the VIX futures out to, let's call it January, they're pricing a VIX of around the upper 20s, maybe low 30s, which is not good. So here we are, right before the financial tsunami hit, right at around what we are right now with the VIX, $17. Financial tsunami hit, VIX was up almost to 90. Then we had world peace break out. Everybody loves each other. We fixed everything. Not. And then Europe implodes. Still hasn't. That's just a Steve Austin slow plane crash down the runway. Again, the VIX pops. We lose our credit rating, most embarrassing event in our nation's history, and again the VIX pops. So with what we have coming down the pike, whether it's China slowing down and actually having its own one of these 2008s, or whether it's the Grexit, the Greece exit, the U.S. elections, Israel attacking Iran, Syria, which we talked about yesterday in the Sitrep. The French president is actually the one leading the world as Obama gives interviews to Glamour magazine as Syrians are slaughtered by the thousands. It's absolutely amazing to me. He was so quick to jump into Libya, and now and Syria's going to have a long memory. The rebels have already said that, like, yeah, we'll remember where America stood, and usually America stands for against dictators, and it stands against people, innocent people getting slaughtered. As a former military man, it breaks my heart to see that type of stuff going on. So it'll be great when Bashar Assad's gone and we had nothing to do with it. Guess how those people are going to feel about us. I'm not too happy about that. But like I said, in our model portfolio here, we have a lot of good hedges on. USO, we have oil hedges, we have some silver, we have some gold doing extremely well, and we have some long positions as well, because we don't fight the tape, right? This Apple diagonal's been on for about a month, and it's up nearly $7,200. And then we obviously have VXX on as well, and we have some VIX hedges in the works as well. So having a great time trading here at Top Gun Options. I love trading this market. It's a great time. The rest of the week, Friday, the biggest thing everybody's waiting for is Bernanke speaking out in Jackson Hole. And like we've talked about, I could write a speech. He's not going to say anything. If anything, he might actually surprise to the downside. He might say, current conditions are such that we might not need to get involved. If he says something like that, look out below. The SPX is hovering around the 1410 level. We have a couple iron condors on here that are doing extremely well, but the 1400 level in the SPX is the benchmark, is the breakwater, so to speak. Every time we've gone through 1400 this year to the upside, it hasn't held for long. We had a good stretch through March, beginning of April, pulled back underneath 1400. Little stretch, end of April through May, back below 1400. Now we've done this slow Fed-induced rally that I didn't believe but didn't fight, and now we're really hovering around this 1400 level. So if we breach 1400 to the downside, look out below. Okay, I mean, remember back here in the beginning of June, we were down here at 1280, 1270. So look out below and make sure you batten down the hatches, folks. And again, I feel like Paul Revere riding into a sleepy village trying to wake everybody up, but that's what we do at Top Gun Options. And as I said, people are pretty happy with the trading going on here at Top Gun Options. I took over the model portfolio on March 1st of this year. Let's take a look at our Trade Monster platform, and you can get access to the Trade Monster platform for free and open a paper trading account by going to trademonster.com/TGO. And there we are, up nearly $62,000, and you can see some of our biggest winners here: Apple, Goog, Gold, and some other good ones that we just continue to keep trading. Okay, I'm going to have a blast in the market today and tomorrow. We're getting ready for an advanced live trade brief that starts here this morning for intermediate and advanced traders, where we take a look at some volatility arbitrage trading. So if you're interested at all at joining us here at Top Gun Options, it's pretty easy. You just go to topgunoptions.com/TA-LTB-services, and you can scroll right down to the bottom and take a test trial. Okay, got to get going. A lot going on. Having a blast trading. I hope you are too. If you're not having a blast trading, you're not doing it right. Period. So discipline, risk management, superior execution. That's Top Gun Options. Today's market sit rep. I'm Wiz, out.